Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris.
Woohoo! Welcome in! It's been a little bit since I've live streamed. Had a lot going on. We'll dive into that in just a little bit. But I wanted to go live today because, man, there's just been a lot of comments recently. Things I've been seeing in the Discord or YouTube comments that I'm hoping to just talk about today. And that are some mistakes that I've made and also that I have seen others do when getting into the hobby of shooting instant photography, either it be Polaroid or Instax. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot I've seen for sure, but there's a lot that I have made, and we're going to talk about them today. So feel free to leave some comments in the description. No, that's not how you say that. Man, it's been a little bit. A week and a half, I think, since my last live stream. Leave some comments, and we'll have a discussion. Now, if there are some other questions that you got, feel free. Shout them out. That's what this place is for. A resource for your questions. Anything you want to know, ask away. We got a couple people in the comments already. What is happening? Rexford. And we got Jonathan. Hello from Singapore. Well, hello from the United States, because that's where I'm at. Oh, man. What a great day. I love live streaming. I haven't been able to live stream in the last week. I had some personal stuff happen last week. Had a funeral to go to, unfortunately. So I couldn't live stream on the normal day on Monday. And then this past Monday, just some other stuff. So that's a quick recap of why I haven't live streamed. But typically, I'm live streaming every single Monday at noonish. Every single week. But if you're just joining us, thank you so much for tuning in. There's a knock at my door. I wonder who it is. Hopefully it's just the mailman. And no one important. But let's dive into this topic. I saw the comment today that really sparked me wanting to do this live stream. It's something that has been something I've seen a lot recently, and it's just really just like, you know what? I want to talk about it. But before we get into that one, let's talk about some of the other things that I have made when I first started. There's somebody at my door really knocking. Hang on. Wow. I'll share what that was about later. But hey, let's start over. So yeah, someone was at my door and I had to take care of that. But welcome in. We're going to start over from the beginning. Hey, everybody, what is going on? We've got some few people in the house. Hopefully they're still here. FBI, pretty close actually. Land shark, maybe so. Mystery box, perhaps. It's not a mystery box. It's nothing that exciting. Yeah, I'll explain later. Maybe I'll share my Instagram stories. Or at the end, stay till the end. I'll tell you what that was about. But mistakes that I have made and things I have seen others do when getting into photography and even ongoing that I'm seeing. But the biggest one that I had when I first started with instant photography was getting caught up in what other people were doing. Getting caught up in what they're shooting with. And buying all the cameras. That's another one. That's the second thing. Buying everything all just right away. And that is a huge mistake. So let's touch on the first thing. The first thing was getting caught up in everything that everyone is doing. If you focus on what others are doing, you kind of forget why you got into the hobby in the first place. I see people putting others down all the time. And this kind of goes along with this topic too. And that is letting others tell you what you like. That's so frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. I have all the time. This happens in the Discord quite a bit where they're like, you need to be shooting with this. You need to be doing that. But the comment that sparked this whole thing was, this is not a real camera. This is in fact a real camera. This is the Instax Mini Evo. Someone left a comment claiming that this isn't a real camera and no one should buy it. Which I get it all the time. This was just kind of what was it called? The straw that broke the camel's back type of thing to really spark this. It's like, if you like it, don't let other people tell you that you shouldn't be doing it, or that you shouldn't be shooting with that, or that this isn't a real camera. Because this camera is in fact what's keeping instant photography alive. The average person that's going to be getting into the hobby doesn't care that it's not direct to film. They just want a physical photo. And we should be encouraging those types of individuals to get into the craft, because that means more people buying it, more people are going to be spending money on the film and cameras, and the companies get to profit from that and get to stick around for a lot longer. Look at the bigger picture. All the time, I have to have these conversations with people and not change their mind, but they just open their mind up a little bit. We get kind of focused on what we're doing a lot, or on what other people are doing, and we forget some of the important things, the bigger picture stuff. And so, yeah, I was like, oh, I need to go live and talk about that, because the majority, we're like the 1%ers. If you're watching this, you're probably one of the 1%ers that are diehards about this, that really enjoy shooting instant photography. And so the mistakes that I, in the beginning, was a little bit like this too. And that is remembering that not everybody is going to be one of the diehards. They just want to shoot this stuff for fun, just to have a physical photo in a digital world. They're not caring that it's a digital camera that's just printing loosely term, printing a photo. They just want to have something physical, something to put on a wall, hand out at parties, all that sort of stuff. And so putting others down is a huge mistake that we are doing in our community. I'm seeing a lot of us do. Not maybe on purpose, just forgetting that maybe you shouldn't do that. If you're passionate about the hobby, that's amazing. Welcome to this channel. Everyone here is welcome. I want to have you here, but don't be putting others down because they like something that you don't like, and don't let those people change your mind into doing what they want you to do. Huge mistake, huge thing that I see happen so frequently, and it's really frustrating, especially if somebody's just entering into the hobby and the craft. They get discouraged, and therefore they're not spending money on the cameras and then the film, and that money doesn't go to the companies via Polaroid or Fuji, and then that's less money for them to put in their pockets. And then guess what happens? Over time, the film goes up, right? Less people are shooting it, the price goes up, and then eventually disappears. So we want to be encouraging the people that are getting into it. And this camera right here is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Because you don't have to worry about what it, like you don't have to worry about a lot of the things that you have to worry about when you shoot with like this camera, even though they shoot the same film. This is a real Instax or real instant film camera. It's frustrating. But this, you can't shoot it the same way as this. This is just a digital camera. It's awesome. Get this in the hands of somebody that doesn't know how to shoot instant photography, and then get them to shoot other stuff too. It's great. It's great. Let's see what some of y'all are saying. Come on now. Do you think it's a bad idea to buy older cameras when you're first starting? There's only a set number of vintage cameras. I thought I fixed my comments. The word wouldn't cut off. There's only a set number of vintage Polaroids that can be bought. There's a ton of vintage cameras out there, especially from Polaroid. It would take a long time, to be honest, to go track them down, because there's some ones that you probably never even heard of. Like ones that are just super rare. There's some super rare versions, but most of them are technically, I guess, the same camera, just different colors or skins or designs of them. But there is quite a variety. But no, I don't think it's a bad idea to buy up older cameras. In fact, that's probably your best bet to start, because they're going to be the cheapest, believe it or not. If you go on to if you go on to like Facebook and search instant cameras, you should be able to find like older cameras from like the 80s, 90s, anywhere from like 20 to 50 bucks, somewhere in that range. Don't be paying more than like 60 bucks, 70 bucks for like a Sun 660. Don't buy them from, I don't have no beef or problems with camera stores. They're great. I love to have them stick around. And I get why they do this, but they jack the price up on those things tenfold. It's like stupid price. I've seen a bunch of camera shops selling Sun 660s for like 150 bucks. That is a $50 camera. Sorry, that's just the way it goes. And you can probably find it for less. But I think you should start there for sure. So no, I don't think that's a mistake. I really, but there's some other novice mistakes that we'll get into, some basic ones. But let's see what else we got going on here. My first instant camera was a Polaroid 250 with a pack film. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. I have that camera. I'm actually doing a video on that coming up. Or I should say another video on that. I have some pack film I'm going to be shooting with that. Yeah, there's a video that I'm wrapping up in a couple weeks on that. And then I'll be shooting with the Goose later this year, which is pretty cool. Actually, in a couple weeks too, hopefully, if he sends it. One of the Spitfire Club members is sending a camera for me to try out. I see a kid with an Instax pal the other day, and it gives me hope for the future of film. Exactly! That's the logic and thought processes I think we all should have. Because that's a good example. I don't have that camera, but that's another great one to point out, because that is also a digital camera that prints photos. You use an Instax Mini Link to connect with that. It's this little pocket digital camera. You can't view, no screen, no nothing. You point, you shoot, you print it on a printer, and you have a physical photo. That, to a lot of instant photographers, is like taboo or wrong, but in reality, that's the best thing that could happen, because it will keep the film alive and keep the cameras alive. Even if the cameras don't continue, we want the film to continue, because then we can still shoot it in the other cameras. So we need to be supporting those people. And those people, like I said earlier, there's more of them than us. The casual consumer or the average consumer of this, there's more of them. There's a reason why Instax Mini is so popular. It's not from us, because we like to shoot the larger formats, right? Polaroid or Instax Wide, excuse me, or like Instax Square. There's still a lot of us, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of us that shoot with this, but there's so many more. For every one of us, there's like 10 people that are just shooting with this for fun. They shoot like a pack a month, maybe a pack every few months, so just for fun. And those are the ones that are really keeping things alive. We get kind of too focused sometimes, so that's a huge mistake. I see it all the time. And yeah, we need to be supporting those people. Absolutely agree. It's Fuji's biggest moneymaker above the pro digital camera market I love so much. Fuji made billions from instant photography thanks to that camera. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Yeah. It is something that we tend to forget about. And when I first started, I sort of fell into that. Not to some of these extremes of some of these other people. Like, I've gotten so much, no, I shouldn't say so much. I've gotten a lot of like messages or DMs over on Instagram, and comments in the YouTube videos as well. Like, the hatred for this, pure hatred. Like they literally were unsubscribing from my channel because I was promoting this. And that's fine. I don't want those people around anyway. But it's just so focused and narrow-minded. Which leads me into another mistake that I wanted to bring up today. And that is something that when I first started this channel, it was the reason I started it pretty much, was making it approachable for somebody that's not into the craft or the hobby, whatever you want to call it. Don't use necessarily outlandish lingo that makes it discouraging for people to want to get into it. I get it. This right here shoots 800 ASA film. But you know what? 800 ISO is the exact same thing. If you want to sound cool and say ASA because it's technically the right way to say it, go, by all means, that's fine. But don't put others down because they're not using it correctly. ASA and ISO is exactly the same thing. And it's not ISO. ISO is a standardization for stuff, by the way. It's actually ISO. But yeah, that's something I see too. I'm just using that as an example. There's other things like I've seen people like you're not wearing the right clothes, you're not wearing a plain black T-shirt or that half beanie thing, or those dad hats, I think they're called, or like the hoodies with the hood up and wearing a hat and like all that sort of thing. They're not dressing the right way. Like, I've seen people make that mistake by discouraging and not making it approachable. This hobby. There's a stereotype, yes, And I didn't want to fall into that because I just wanted it to be myself and be welcoming to everybody. If you're into that sort of thing, great. That's awesome. Go for it. Have your style, your jam, your thing. I love it. But don't put others down for not doing what you're doing. Which, again, goes back to what I said at the beginning. Don't let others tell you what to like. Remember that Polaroid Pronto sonar one step I got for $5? I think I do remember you saying that. It didn't work, and I sent it to a retrospect for a refurb. They replaced the part but the body. I can't believe it. They replaced every part but the body. Yeah, so I do have my thoughts on retrospect. They charge a lot of money for little work. Nothing. I get it. They're a business, profit, gotta make money. I owned a business. I owned a retail shop for 5 years, bought and sold stuff. I get it. But when it comes to some of this stuff, there are very few around, and those companies are allowed to. I wouldn't say allowed to. What's the word? It's not a supply and demand situation. It's more of a, for a lack of a better term, highway robbery. There's not a lot of people to go to, so then they say, you want to use us, well, pay up. And so they do that. They're one of them, not the only one. Nothing against them personally, it's just kind of what they do. And there's been times where people have sent them cameras and they've got a camera back. Same camera, right? It wasn't. It wasn't the same camera they sent. They just sent back one they had laying around off their shelf. I've got more thoughts on that, but if it worked out for you, fantastic. I love it. Love hearing it. Get out there, shoot some stuff. What's going on, Aaron? Thoughts on Instax Mini 40? That's one I haven't used, and I'm hoping to use this year. Hopefully pick it up soon. I'm going to be working on an Instax Mini kind of like ultimate guide. I've already got some cameras, but with a twist. Cameras that you may not have necessarily known about or doesn't get enough attention. That's the angle. Because there's plenty of videos out there doing like ultimate guides on Instax Mini or whatever. A great one is on Honest Reviews. That used to be Photo Concentrate. Great channel. Check theirs out. It's fantastic. So I want to do one, but with a twist. So it's some cameras you may not have known about. And I already have a few of them, so I need to get a couple more. But there'll be some that are you probably have, like that one. I want to do that one, and I do want to do a dedicated video on it. Yes, the Goose, the Polaroid 6. What is it? The 600 SE. That should be being sent to me by a member. I appreciate you for doing that. My first camera was a Polaroid Now Plus. Sorry. Then saw your videos and returned it. Oh, good. Then I proceeded to buy an original SX70 for $375 at a camera shop. Hang on. That didn't even sell SX70 film. Whew. Yeah, see, that's another thing. It's another mistake I think a lot of us do, which is it's like one of those things where it's a catch-22. Because I'm all about supporting small businesses. I was one. Like I said, I owned a retail shop, bought and sold, traded toys and collectibles. Then I sold the business to do media and a bunch of other stuff. But so I'm all for supporting small businesses. I'm in a weird position where I have a channel about transparency, teaching people and educating on instant photography and a lot of other stuff. So it's hard to hear stuff like that where you're getting taken advantage of. By a small business. So it's hard to tell a lot of people to go support small businesses when they're getting taken advantage of. Even in retrospect, they're technically considered a small business. They're just one organization, maybe. Or Brooklyn Film Camera, same thing. So it's like, I want those to succeed because there's just more people out there in the community spreading the love of what we love. But when I hear stuff like that, it's so expensive. Meanwhile, you could go on eBay even. eBay, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, any sell sites. Literally, my friend Caleb, sent me a link to an SX70 with a case and everything, like one of the traveler cases. $100. Now, will it work? More than likely it'll work because for other reasons. But there's other places you can send that off to and have work done. Like my good buddy Dennis from Chromatic Parts. I believe he's linked in the description. I've in the description of my videos, I've been starting to link my favorite stuff and resources, and I believe I put him in there. If he's not, he'll be going in soon. You can send that off to him and have it completely refurbished and some fun mods done to it if you're into that. And it'll be a fraction of that cost. He's the best and the most inexpensive around, and he's growing and it's great. Yeah, that's another. I guess I would say that's a mistake I made too in the beginning, was not doing enough research on like who's out there and who's working on cameras, who's selling cameras, things like that. I was just like, oh, there's Retrospect, I'm going to go to them. You can still go to them if you love them, if you had great experiences and you're happy paying for what they charge. By all means, go. Don't let me discourage you from doing that. I'm just giving you my thoughts and my experiences and stories I've heard from my viewers, because I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and I've had some firsthand experiences with Retrospect. Nothing bad, but nothing great. I've had a weird thing happen with that. I thought was, or not weird, it's strange, unique, but not bad. And I hope they succeed. I want them to succeed. Again, I do try to support small businesses when I can. I shouldn't keep calling. I'm not saying them they're a small business as a negative, in a negative sense. They are pretty big, but they're just like a one shop type deal that I think would technically be categorized as a small business. I'm not trying to put them down. Hopefully that's not coming across that way. I absolutely love my Instax Mini. My boyfriend bought it for Christmas and it has sparked a massive love for instant photography. That's great to hear. I love hearing stories like that. That's fantastic. Continue on, shoot on. Instax Mini is not my favorite format, but I do love shooting it, if that makes sense. It's really cool, especially when I can go to like Christmas parties with my family or just family gatherings, load it with some film, give it to my nephew, and he just goes nuts and has a blast. And it doesn't cost that much, unlike Polaroid. So it's great to hear that. Mistake, not getting a fridge for instant film. Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. So I used to have someone living with me, so I did have a fridge. I found one at a thrift store for like $20. It was a beer and wine fridge. It worked just fine. And then they moved out, so I just ended up eventually... No, because I moved to my studio, and then I don't have the studio anymore, so I'm back here. So I never put it back in my room where it normally was. I just put it in my fridge, my normal refrigerator. So yes and no. If you can get one for a good deal, sure. I guess a mistake I would say that I still do right now, stockpiling your film. Don't stockpile. Because eventually you'll forget to shoot some of it. And you're like, shoot, this is like 2 years old. And you won't get the best results. Not necessarily it's gone bad, but I guess I should specify Polaroid. Instax, you don't have to worry about. You don't even have to cold store your Instax. I've had stuff sitting out for years. In fact, I'm running a test right now. It's right here. I've opened this 2 years ago, and just left it out. I wanted to see what it would do, and I was getting ready to shoot this. It's 2 years unopened, or just opened, not cold stored. There's even dust on it. I'm trying to break Instax. I've yet to do it. That stuff just works. But yeah, a mistake would be like storing your film for too long. Shoot that stuff. Shoot it. I know I'm guilty of it. I need to take my own advice, and I'm bringing a ton of film because I'm actually heading down to Policon Bay Area in a couple of weeks. 3.5 weeks or so. I'm trying to think, yeah, it's like 3.5 weeks. And I'm bringing 3 people, and I'm just like, here, shoot this stuff. I've got loads of just random Polaroid that I've stocked up on, and it's like 3 years old, 4 years old, I think, on some of it. So just don't stockpile it. You tend to forget, or you're like, oh, I really want to go shoot this thing. I've got some older film in the fridge. I really, really, really want these photos to come out, so I'm just gonna go buy some new film. And you don't shoot the old stuff. Get out there, shoot it. Don't stockpile. That's a big mistake. Oh my gosh, you have commercials kicking in every 5 minutes. I have no control over that. That's a YouTube thing. Don't know what to say. When can we expect the Instant Film Society podcast to drop? This Sunday. It's done, ready to go, scheduled for Sunday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube and Spotify. Do I have a thingy? I have a thingy. Wait, where'd it go? There it is. This Sunday, it will come out. We talk about Policon, other cool stuff. And if you're a Spitfire Club member, which I have a thingy for that too, I think. There you go. You can watch it Saturday. Extended version of the podcast. 24-hour early access on all videos. And ad-free. Ad-free. As well. That's just one of the perks. There's a lot of other stuff. I agree they haven't marketed Polygon well, and I want to know more to make a choice. Yeah, that was one of my... I don't want to say issues, but maybe, for lack of a better term, issues, concerns, maybe. I didn't know what the heck was going on there, and so yeah, we talk about that. It's pretty cool. It sounds really fun, and I'm really excited. There was talks of maybe me leading a workshop while I'm there too. Haven't heard anything since, so I should probably reach out, get that squared away. But sounds really fun, and I can't wait. My first one, and I'm going to be bringing a limited number, I think 50, if I remember right, exclusive 4x6 prints for Policon. They usually send out for monthly print club over in the Spitfire Club, the for members area. And this one won't be available anywhere else. I'm just going to hand them out there if you ask for them. Or if you do something cool, I'm like, yo, here you go. And you'll get one. Signed, numbered. Probably kind of fun. Mistake. Ordering Polaroid film in the middle of a bad cross-country cold front. I think the frozen shipping, and none of it works right. Terrible streaks. Developer rupture. Ooh, that's a possibility. Strong possibility. How long did you wait to shoot it? Because maybe bring that thing up to room temperature, then shoot it. Because if it's still pretty cold, yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah, I don't recommend shooting film in the snow. Polaroid exclusively. I should be very specify. Instax, it just works. I need to make a t-shirt. Instax. Fuji Instax. It just works. I'm not sponsored by Fuji. I would like to be, but I'm not. And Polaroid. Polaroid, please sponsor me. Even though I know you will never do that. They don't like me. Even though Polaroid is my favorite format to shoot. Everyone knows that. But, I digress there. But, yeah. So the other mistake I teased kind of in the beginning, right before the interruption, was a mistake is when I first started, I think we all do it. It's really easy to do. And that is buy every single camera we get our hands on. What I recommend people to do is not do that. Maybe buy one or two and leave it at that for a little while. Not, a few weeks, maybe a month or so. And shoot with it. Get good with that camera. Get good with that format, that style, and then go work your way up from there. There's so many people, won't name names, but you know who you are. That just went out and bought a billion cameras the day one. Like, I want them all. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with it. I'm not judging if you do that. It's just, I think, a good practice to practice with one particular camera for a while and then move on from there or expand. Because sometimes you get yourself overwhelmed and not knowing what to shoot, or then you're not getting the results that you like. And you get discouraged. Maybe you don't shoot it. Maybe you start selling stuff right away, or a while down the line, or it just sits on a shelf for months and months and months, and you feel like you've wasted money, when that money could have just gone to one or two cameras and a bunch of film, and you gone out and shot. But I'm guilty of it. Trust me, when I first got started, learn from my mistakes. Don't do that. I bought so many of them. And I'm like, well, this is getting expensive real quick. I got so many cameras, I need to dedicate my channel to instant photography. Because at the time, there really wasn't a lot going on. There were some channels, only a couple, and then there were some that had come and gone and disappeared, still haven't come back. Talking about you, Analog Things. What's his name? Nico? I think his name is Nico. Great guy. Never met him, but seems really fun. Hope he come back one day. But I wanted to start the channel because there wasn't a ton of it, and plus to justify for all the cameras I purchased. I still have not gone through all the cameras and made videos on them, and a couple have been sent to me. I need to make a camera. I need to do a camera review on the Polaroid talking camera. Dave from Noptop YouTube channel sent me that with a cool shirt and everything. So I'm probably gonna shoot that this week. To be honest, that video. Probably not a photo walk with it. Just probably an overview history of video of it. And there's a few other ones. I'm looking at my shelf over there. I have the Taz camera. I traded that with somebody for a Polaroid One Step Plus, actually. The Cam Jazz for Retrospect. What else is on that shelf over there? Oh gosh, I need to make the video. I've started it, but it's the Zerg camera from We Are Film Junkies. I need to do that one. I need to do an Impulse AF video too. But I'm trying to do a little bit more Instax on this channel. I haven't done a lot of it, so I'm trying to focus more on that this year. And I've only done like one or two. So that's the next one I'll do. I'll do an updated video on the Lomo Instant Wide, which is from the first Halloween special back in 2020. I was a little harsh on it. I was watching it recently. I was like really harsh, but I actually like it. So I'm going to do an updated video being like, yeah, I actually do like it. It came across as I didn't, and I do. I had Instax wide film pods, 5 years old, explode. Whew! I've never had that happen with Instax. Even 5 years old. I've shot 10-year-old Instax wide film, and it worked. Crazy. Gear acquisition syndrome is real, and it sucks. Yeah, the GAS, the gas. Do you have gas? I need to make a video about that. That'll be my next infomercial skit, like I did with the Epson scanner. Do you have gas? Do you and your friends have gas together? You ever walked into a room and saw gas? I don't know. That'd be funny. I gotta come up with something. Thanks for the inspiration there. Guilty as charged. Sue me about the cameras. Yes, I am the same way. When I first started shooting Polaroid, I got 3 Polaroid Now One Step. Why'd you get 3? Did you try and get all the colors? Otherwise, there's no need. Unless you wanted the backup one. I guess I could understand that. Yeah, so if you really love it and wanted to have just a backup one in case the other one goes down, yes. But 3? Might be. I don't know. But, because I'm looking at my shelf. I mean, I have, technically, I don't have a One Step 2 anymore. I sold it. It was sealed, brand new in the box. I randomly found it at Target. And then I was going to do a video, but then I needed money, so I sold it recently. But I do have my One Step 2 Stranger Things edition, which I love. And I do have a backup one of those. Unintentionally, I just found one for cheap on Facebook Marketplace for like $30, I think it was, $40. So I bought it. And I gave one away a couple years ago, too. So I've technically had 3 in my possession. Not at the same time, though. I've only had 2 at one. But then I have a One Step Plus. I'm looking at my shelf. But yeah, I need to do some... Yeah, there's still some videos I need to make over there. My girlfriend has this Polaroid Spice Girls. Back in the day, that was pretty fun. It is. It suffers from a QC issue, and that is the strap disintegrates over time. So if you find one intact, don't touch it. It'll fall apart eventually. Ooh, this is great. Great. Leica Instax is another option. Is there any difference between the Leica and the Evo? Absolutely not. Except for the color and the logo. And the film is the same. That's another fun topic. I should kind of, how do I say this? If you like Leica, great. Fantastic. Go buy it. Go use it. I personally don't get it. I don't understand it. There's better out there. I think it's just more of a, again, where people have like Hasselblad cameras, Leica cameras. What else would there be? Like, I don't know. Other like buzzword cameras. Like, I've met so many people that are, when they have those things, they like have this power trip over everybody else. They think they're better, and they put that out. They're very forward about like, oh, you don't shoot with a Leica M6, so it's better. Look at my Hasselblad. Like, if you like it and have it, great. Don't be a dick. That goes back to make it approachable. Don't put people off from it. So the Leica Instax mini camera is exactly it's the same. I wouldn't put it past them that it's just the same internals, because they're all made in China, probably from exactly the same factory. It's the same, but you're paying double. So what's that? It's $400, I think. And the film you pay, it's $30, I think, for 10 photos. It's Instax mini film, baby. It's the same. They're not manufacturing film. Fuji's the only one making film. Fuji and Polaroid and Kodak, those are the only ones making film. Now I'm including like traditional film, like I guess. But Fuji and Polaroid are the only ones making instant film. Maybe I should specify. Leica ain't making film. They're not opening up their own factories and producing their own film. So when you're buying it, it's just rebranded Instax mini film. And Instax does do that. They've done it in the past. They did it with Polaroid. Yeah, I don't know if you know that. Polaroid 300. Ring a bell? It was Instax mini film that just had Polaroid's name on it. There was, Instax. Well, it actually had two names. It was the Neo or the Mayo. Don't know how to pronounce it. Mayo. And it was short-lived, and then 300 came out, and then it went away altogether. And that was right before the bankruptcy of Polaroid, back in late 2000s. So if you want to pay for the Instax, if you want to pay for the Leica mini film, you're just paying for the box and the logo of Leica. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. That's just my personal opinion. The power of marketing and branding. Exactly. Like, I'm trying to think of like maybe like a car, like I don't know. I was gonna say, oh, it's a Lamborghini. I'm like, oh, well, I get it, because Lamborghini's a Lamborghini, the design, the power, and all that stuff. So it's more expensive. I'm like, then it's still a car at the end of the day. I don't know. That's a bad example. But yeah, no, you're just paying for that the branding, yeah, and whatever. But it's the same, exactly the same. But if you want to get it because it says Leica's name on it, feel free, go get it. There's another Leica Instax mini camera. What was that called? Oh, what was that called? They did a. There was no difference though. It was just an Instax mini, traditional, I guess, if you will, a quote unquote real camera. But Supreme Instax Mini. Yeah, there was a Supreme film too, if I remember right. Yeah, you're just paying for the branding. If you want it, go get it. But I wouldn't bother with it. It's the same. Meanwhile, you can buy 20 photos for like $13 at Walmart. I think the Leica mini film has a beige or cream color frame, which is just a sticker, I believe. Polaroid is the one that does that. Sorry. I think Instax, they are its own thing printed onto it. But yeah, it's like a cream color, and you get 10 photos. I'm pretty sure it's $29.99. Someone should look it up, because I can't remember. But I know it's outrageously overpriced. The problem is that Leica used to be a quality brand. Now it just licenses out its name. Exactly. They're both the Sofort. The new one is just the Sofort 2. Yeah, correct. But there's also there's one that's a traditional, like, a sense, like an Instax mini camera. It looks similar to, it's like, what is it? It's like square. I can't remember. I was gonna look into getting one, but I'm like, it was like $500. I'm like, just to do a video on it, just I don't know, Leica's whole other topic, which I do talk about in the podcast briefly with Molly from Eclectichrome. We kind of talk about the Leica band, the hype, the Leica hype. I'm not into it. You look at any like, I won't go down that rabbit hole. It's a whole other topic. Back to mistakes I've made. Some simple ones that I didn't make, but I saw a lot of people do, especially people that are like reselling their cameras that they've purchased and wanting to get out of it. I've seen people, they take their film and then they pull out every frame and lay it out and then have the camera like, I got 7 shots left, camera $30. It's like, yeah, don't do that. Your photos are now ruined. So I've seen that like a bunch of times. People talk to me, but like, hey, all my photos are coming out white. I don't understand. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta understand how film works. And that's another great like opportunity to not put them down, especially if they're asking you a question. I see this all the time. And especially in my Discord, I've had to get after a few people. If someone's asking a basic question, so basic, like don't pull your film out of your pack. I get why some people might think that, because they just think it's a sheet of paper or something, and they want to pull them out and count them, see how many's left or something. Because especially on the Instax, this camera, I have tape on the back of it because this clip sometimes pops open slightly. I have to close it. Well, it resets the counter. Hey, there's a photo left in here. Didn't know that. So yeah, resets the counter so you don't know how many's left. So somebody that doesn't know what they're doing would open it up and see how many photos are left. Well, when you do that, obviously, it exposes your film and it's ruined. But it's a basic thing, right? Don't put somebody down for it. And I see that. And I think that's a mistake that we're doing, is just shooting people in the foot and discouraging others from wanting to continue with the hobby and the craft, whatever you want to call it, the community. Just be supportive anywhere you can. Just be like, yeah, don't do that. Even if you repeat yourself. I'm used to it because I have a YouTube channel. I have to constantly say the same thing over and over and over again. But not everyone's not always like that. But new people come and they go all the time, especially in my Discord, my members area, subscribers. So be supportive. That's something that goes beyond just this, just instant photography. Just be supportive in general. Don't have to be. Don't be a dick. That's really what it is. Just don't be a dick. That should go on a T-shirt. I'm sure there's one. Don't be a dick. But oh man, yeah. There's a lot of mistakes. Simple ones, easy ones to just forget. Put yourself in the shoes of where you started. You forget sometimes how far you've come. And you're like, well, this is the basic thing. Like, well, 4 years ago when I first got into it, I was asking that same question. Everyone's on the same journey, just at a different place. And so that's my words of wisdom for today. Be nice to each other. Don't be dicks. But, yeah. Maybe I should just wrap it up there. But I got some really fun stuff coming down the pipeline. And I can't wait, especially next month, PolaCon. If you're going to be at PolaCon Bay Area, come find me. I'll be there. I'll be there for just the two days. I'll be leaving the final day of PolaCon. I won't be able to stick around for that, because I'm driving down from Washington down to San Francisco and bringing 3 people. 2 faces you already know, been on the channel, Caleb and Alex. And in fact, I should say all 3 you know, because Molly from Eclectichrome will be coming with us. If you haven't checked out her channel, just did a podcast episode. Most recent podcast episode was with her. Go check it out and subscribe to her channel. I think she just released a video today. Yeah, that was today. She's a film photography channel, traditional, and she's diving into the instant world, which is cool. So she'll be coming down. We'll be collaborating. A lot of videos March is going to be full of crazy cool videos, instant photography related and others. Some 35 and some 120 stuff, some pack film stuff even. I'll finally get into wrap up a video that I started a year ago. Didn't really plan for the video to go this direction that it is, but hey, it's what it is, and I'm really excited. I'll be wrapping that up in early March, and probably won't get it out until end of March because I'll be traveling and filming videos for a while. But yeah, I keep getting my fingerprint on Polaroids. Looks like fireworks. Yeah, I've been wanting to make a product that helps get rid of that or prevents that, but haven't been able to quite get it made. But basically, sleeves for your photos. If you're shooting Instax minis that we just said, oh, Polaroids. Okay. Well, if you're shooting Instax mini, you can actually put them into trading card sleeves, and that helps with that. Your channel is the reason I got into Instax Mini 11 for my birthday last year. Fantastic. I love hearing that. Keep shooting with it. Get out there, shoot with it. Yeah, so... Oh, yeah, I teased this early. So if you're wondering what the interruption was, apparently there was an issue with my card paying my water bill. It got... They said they charged it and they didn't finish processing it or something, so they literally came to my house and be like, hey, so we need your money or we're shutting off your water. I'm like, I already paid it. They're like, we know. We know, we're aware. There was an issue though, so sorry. So if I didn't go down there, my water would have been turned off. So that's what happened. That's why I had to put the BRB screen on for like 5 minutes. So I'll be cutting that out for the replay watchers, so you won't even know it. You won't even know it. People that are rewatching this later won't even know what I'm talking about. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Where is the button? Boom! Merch! Yeah, brand new merch just dropped on the channel. Go get some. Links in the description. New shirts, new hoodies, and the quality, so good. So good. I'm really excited for it. If you haven't got any already, consider getting it. And of course, we got the Patreon page. Go check that out as well. And in the meantime, why doesn't this work? Every time I push it, it's frozen. But if you're a member of the Spitfire Club, you get your name in the credits once it thinks about it. Once it thinks. Come on. Any day now. I even test this before I go live. Every time I hit play, and it works. And then every time I'm live, it doesn't do it. It takes forever. But anyway, you can name the credits amongst other things. It's fun. But consider checking it out. And we have a meeting tomorrow. We meet monthly, and the next club meeting is tomorrow. That's all I got for you. Now get out there, make some art.